Two teammates have died to the Odin now. One just through the spam and one trying to get the trade. Do you peek this spray or do you hold and wait? What do you do? You're the last player on the team, and there's 5 other people on their team. This is kind of a tricky situation. You know that there's 3 or 4 in mid, and you know that this clove is ahead of you with an Odin. What do you do here? Do you try to push this clove and work your way onto site? Do you turn around and try to fight those in mid? What's your plan?
Last player standing.
Now what do? You know that there's a bunch of people coming from mid, and you think that this clove is going to come back to life around this corner. Do you try to peek that clove? Do you try to peek the people coming from mid first and get a pick and run away? What's your game plan?
My turn.
At this point, you're pretty confident that you've got at least 3 people behind you. The clove and 2 others that you haven't spotted yet. There's still 1 that's unaccounted for. So what's your game plan here? Do you try to take the fight to those 3 that you know are behind you, or do you try to find that 4th somewhere in spawn?
No charges.
All right, so you've made it this far. It's a 1v2 now. You have to pick on that player through the smoke in the early round. You killed the clove and the KJ, and now you have to figure out a way to plant this spike in a way that lets you isolate these 1v1 situations. Where do you plant and where do you go after the fact?
No peeking.
With this plant, you can probably go one of 2 places, heaven or main. Where do you go?
Spike planted.
You hear one coming off to your right and you see this one here. What do you do?
One enemy remaining.
4 in the dark.
Did you make the same decisions that the clove made? If not, what was different and how would your decisions have impacted the round? I want this video to show you how an immortal player makes decisions, but instead of just showing you those decisions, I want to put you in the driver's seat and make you think critically about what you should do and how you should think. Take your time when I pause to really think about things. Let's get to the next clip. You know that there's people in short because you heard them, but the sky ult is coming from shower. Do you play in the smoke and push the sky ult here with people in shower, or do you peek out into sight?
Trail.
Spike down A.
So you know that there's one on site because the chamber just died there, but you have spike in shower. Do you stay here and hold this angle, or do you turn around and look towards the TP or attacker spawn? You know that there's at least one on site, but there's still one more that's unaccounted for. Do you continue to look behind you towards attacker spawn, or do you actually start to play this with your Cypher now on site?
One enemy remaining.
All right, so you've confirmed that the last remaining player is on site. Do you play this slowly and just sit here and wait to see if they take the spike? Do you try to pinch them later on with your Cypher? Do you wrap around to A short? What do you do?
My territory, my rules.
30 seconds left.
All All right, you're pretty confident that she's got the spike now. So how do you play this going forward? Do you try to pinch her with the Cypher? Do you wait for a tap? Do you actually just push this quickly? What's your plan?
Everyone is off, Daisy.
Spike down B.
So you get a pick, but you know that spike down is in hookah. There's 2 defenders left, and you have to try to make a play here. Do you try to push him to spawn and make this a 1v2 with your team, or do you try to go play for the spike?
One enemy remaining.
All right, you got a pick, and you know that your Sova's creeping in from fountain for a possible pinch, but you just don't know where this person is. How do you play this?
Here, catch! No peeking.
Okay, spike is down. Do you play this with your Sova, or do you try to separate so that you can stagger the peaks that you have when they start to tap the spike? That medal on site confirms that Clove is close to site or on site. What's your game plan here now? How do you play this? Clove is scanned. Do you peek this and try to get the pick, or do you continue to play time?
Last player standing.
Spike planted.
Your Cypher just ulted after the plant, and you know that nobody's anywhere close to site. Do you push up and keep this space with your Cypher over in their spawn? Do you stay back here by backside? Where do you go?
You will not kill my allies. Drop in a smoke.
Who's next?
You think that Clove is about to ult, so do you book it back to site, or do you stick around and try to get the kill?
You had your fun.
My turn.
No peeking.
Last player.
There's still 3 defenders left. Yoru, Clove, and Phoenix. You know where the Clove mostly is. You know where this Yoru is. So where do you go after this ult?
Standing.
Like I never left.
One enemy.
You're still not super sure where this Phoenix is. You think you heard them on site, but you're still not confident. Do you stay in this smoke, or do you go back out to play with your Cypher in main?
Remaining.
You made a mess of yourself. Drop in a
Joke's
smoke.
over. You're
You hear them barreling down main, and you're in a tricky situation inside this smoke. What's your game plan?
dead.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Okay, you get a kill on Omen, but you're confident that at least 2 people got on site. Phoenix and Gecko ulted from main, which means they're both still stuck in main. Where do you go from here? Do you try to get a pick in main, or do you go back onto site and focus on those with your team?
Spike down A.
Refreshing. Drop in a smoke.
This is a save round for you and your team, and there's a phantom dropped right in front of you. Do you try to go for that phantom, or do you play this some other way?
Planted. One enemy remaining.
Okay, so you know that the last remaining person is near main. You and your Sova are trying to defuse this spike. What do you smoke?
In the dark. No peeking.
Last player standing.
Like I
Last
never.
player
You probably should have gotten that pick on Phoenix initially, but you're in the situation now. Where do you go with your ult?
standing. Ace.
Put your
Oh yeah! Monster on the
You just got a simple pick, but where do you go now with this Gecko ult?
loose!
You heard Phoenix Molly back of sight. How do you peek this or get back into sight now? Where does your crosshair lie?
refreshing.
Spike planted.
Where do you smoke here if you know that both of them are A main? Do you smoke the spike or do you smoke main?
No peeking.
One.
All right, you got the pick on the Jet, which is great, and you know that Gecko is sitting left main. He has an Odin. How do you play this?
Enemy remaining.
That's 3. No charges.
Hopefully this video was helpful and fun, and if you think it was, then I'd love it if you could like it, subscribe to the channel, or even just comment, since it really helps the algorithm push this out to more people like you. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.